Well, hello everyone. It is Sunday morning. This is Rashonda Thornton.
And Natalie Jensitz, hello there.
Hi guys, we're back again talking with you about within our 30 days, 30 ways to better health and wellness through these times during the coronavirus period. Yesterday what we did was focus on how to find beauty over the feeling of this being beastly or just overwhelming, and how we can find those moments where there's beauty in this and being intentional about it. So if you didn't get a chance to watch that segment, I think it will give you another set of lenses and how to perceive and how to interact in these times. But for today, we felt it would be appropriate to just really kind of reflect on and recognize what it means to have faith through these times. Right now, a lot of us, anytime you're in the unknown, the feeling of fear just arises. So how can we just kind of level that with allowing our faith to also grow in these moments? And for me, I feel like it not only gives you this feeling of security and feeling of peace, but it just gives you something to lean on and allows you to be able to focus on kind of like what's happening right now, and how are you gonna just allow yourself to use this opportunity to just kind of be focused on what is when you have when there when I okay, let me go back. When I say faith is something that's a feeling of how there's hope and you believe, whether it's a higher power, whether it's God, whatever you choose to use in that realm. But it's going to allow you to just be able to be still for a moment and be allowed to focus and listen to what is that's next in store for you. Instead of letting fear come up. And when fear comes up, to me, it's just kind of a white noise. It's a lot of noise going around. You can't think, you can't see straight, you can't focus, and then you just get caught up in this thing of fear. So bringing in some of the faith, I think it allows you just to listen and just to kind of see what the next steps that it is that is going to be in plan for you. And it's also going to allow you to increase your productivity because you're able, again, to be more calm, think through some of these things, and not just kind of waddle in some of the things that are happening. And it allows you to just start utilizing love instead of just working off fear. When we work off fear, this is again uncharted territories. And a lot of times, sometimes when you work off fear, you do things irrational, you do things without thinking through, and you may, feel like it may bring out some things out of us that we didn't know were there. So how can we start working in love with fear? And again, for today being Sunday, I as a woman, I'm also a woman of God, so I have a Bible verse I want to share with you guys. Is what's kind of keeping me grounded in these moments. It is 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 13. And it's very simple, but it's very direct. It says, be on your guard, stand firm in faith, be courageous, and be strong. And so I just want to share those words with you guys, because through these times, how can we be courageous and strong? By leaning on our faith. And I think, to me, that resonates in so many ways. But given these given times, I think that's what we're going to need to just kind of keep circulating our thought process as far as, our mindset, and how we're going to keep our faith leveled up with our fear instead of letting our fear overtake us. Yeah.
Right. And I think it's really important to practice what it is that keeps your faith going during these times. It's easier said than done. It's not always easy, but what is it that keeps you going? I need to do my prayer and meditation on a verse each morning, or put on some worship music and, force myself to sing it, even though I have the worst voice in the world. But some friends of mine have been like in their worst moments, they put on the music and sing. They just make themselves sing, because if you think about it, that's what David did in the Psalms, basically. And it's just, it makes you get out of the mode that you're in of fear and transition over to the faith. And Rashonda, I've had like a major transformation with my faith journey. I've talked about it a little bit on posts, but I'm not sure if I've shared it directly with you. But I was always raised to go to church and go to Sunday school, but I never really knew what it meant to turn my life over to God until probably, I guess, 5 or 6 years ago, when we started coming to the church that we go to now. And I kind of had a big void of going to church between college and my late 30s, probably, or early 40s. And we found this church. My husband wasn't really that keen on even going, but we went. We didn't have kids. Um, it happened to be their fundraising kickoff um, sermon that day. It was like the beginning of the year, so I was kind of turned off because I was like, oh, they're talking about funds and donating and going down that hole instead of just being otherwise focused. But it did focus on God as well, but it wasn't. My point is, I wasn't sure we were going to go back, and my husband actually wanted to give it another try, so I was like, oh, I guess we better try this again. So as we've become more involved over the years, I learned what it was like to not just read about God or try to understand the Bible, but did like the small Bible study groups and just got more involved in the church. We're both very involved now, and it's really transformed our lives and our relationships with each other and our kids. So in work, like I've realized I need to turn every area of my life over to him, and that's not easy to do. But as I've done it, it's scary to let go of control. But as I've done it, it gets easier, and it's actually more liberating and more peaceful, because you're not thinking that if something goes wrong, it's your fault. You did something wrong. You didn't try hard enough. It's maybe it's not God's will for you right now, and it's not his timing. And just every little thing, I just try to be prayerful throughout the day now and ask God, what do you want me to do next? What is it that is important today? All of these things, especially with trying to school the kids, and I think it's just important to ask him for guidance, or whatever your faith may be, ask for guidance in your next steps, because there's so much clutter that we can choose from to do next.
True.
We really just need, a lot of it is not that important or urgent, so we just need to let a lot of it go.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that story. 'Cause sometimes you don't know how to have faith or what faith means or how it feels, and you're not taught faith. Faith is something that comes over time, with proper guidance and being in the right spots, and even the right time in your life where you're ready to receive it. But even just understanding like how much faith can impact is how you handle things. It helps you to get through times that are challenging, or you don't know what the end result's going to be, and this allows you to just be calm and be peaceful. And to me, it all comes back to just the mindset and how it just helps you to refocus, and even like say in the midst of chaos, you're still be able to kind of cut through pretty steadily because you're leaning on faith, not leaning on fear.
That's a great way to put it. I love that. That should be a t-shirt if it's not.
We'll have to make one. So
makes a huge difference, because I've been handling all of this like 100% better than I would have a couple years ago, because I can be calmer. It's relieved a lot of my anxiety, even though I didn't realize I was that anxious. I now can see how anxious I was. It's kind of internalized more, but now I'm like, okay, it'll work out, and if I don't get to that today, it'll get done some other way, or this person won't mind and they'll understand. I don't have to put it all on myself.
It's just a feeling of peace. It's just a comfort and peace, and you can't control whatever happens now anyway. You can't control it, so let yourself get caught up in it. You just have to ride it out and just hold steady and stand on faith. Like my verse says, be courageous, be strong, and stand firm on faith. And for those who are listening, I definitely want to make sure that I'm going to share like where I get my faith from. My church that I go to here in St. Louis is called The Gathering, and it is definitely Bible based, but it really focuses on just compelling, giving sermons and messages that you can relate to. So I'm gonna attach the link to my church, and we actually obviously have a sermon today.
Mhm.
And just to encourage anyone that's looking for good messaging, especially during these times, to consider even sticking out where we're getting our faith from.
And I'm going to do the same for our church because they're awesome at yeah, getting the just being real and being able to apply biblical scripture to life and make a lot of sense out of stuff that otherwise I would be wondering what do I do with this. So my one of my favorite verses recently is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through him who gives me strength. So when there's all of this stuff going on, it's remembering if I gotta do it, he's gonna give me strength. And if I don't gotta do it, then it'll just fall by the wayside and get done later.
That's so true.
So
Simple but true.
if you guys have a favorite verse or a favorite faith practice that you want to share, we can all give each other a little encouragement and do that by posting that below. And we'll be
Yeah.
back tomorrow, right?
Yep. Tomorrow what is it? Tomorrow's Monday, right?
Monday, yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Stay encouraged and work your way through these days. They are coming, but they should too shall pass. So keeping you guys encouraged through these times.
Lean on
Talk to you
faith
guys
and
soon.
not fear, right?
Yep. Lean on faith, not fear.
All right.
Take care,
Bye.
guys. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye bye.